People look at stories through different lenses. I have my own personal take on some of these trending issues. Hi, I'm Mariah Ramharack and welcome to In Case You Missed It.
Hello, hope you're doing well. I'm Mariah Ramharack and welcome to today's episode of In Case You Missed It. In today's show, let's welcome Trinidadian cricketer Amir Jangoo, who just got back from the Caribbean Premier League and is getting ready for Super 50 action. Amir, welcome to In Case You Missed It. How are you?
Hi, it's good to be here. Firstly, I'm really good right now. Right now I'm preparing for the Super 50 tournament and it's going pretty well.
Yeah, and I mentioned that you're just back from the recently concluded CPL where you suited up for the Jamaica Tallawers. How was that overall experience for you?
It was always a good experience, I'll say. But having said that, I think I could have performed a bit better in the games that I've played. But having said that, the team made it to the semi-finals and we put up a really good fight. So that was really good.
Yeah, and you entered this 2023 tournament as defending champions. Coming down to the back end of the tournament, the Tallawers picked up a lot of momentum. It must have been a blow not to be able to reclaim that title.
Yeah, definitely we were gutted because obviously we wanted to retain our title. But having said that, I think Guyana played exceptionally well. They just played better than us in the semi-finals. But having said that, I think having lost 5 games in a row, we came back really well, and to make it into the playoffs, defeating St. Lucia, it just didn't come up trumps against Guyana, but that's how cricket is.
Yeah, cricket always played on the day, and sometimes strange things happen, and we have no choice, Amir, but to accept it. Well, Brandon King, he was your skipper. How was it working alongside him? We know he missed a few matches due to a nagging injury, but for the time he captained, how was it for you?
I think Brandon is a really good captain. Obviously, it was his first season and he handled it really well. All the guys gave him 100% respect. All he wanted us to do was fight for him on the field, and that's what everyone did. So him as a leader, I think going forward, it's a really good thing for him. And obviously, he batted amazingly well. What a player he is. So going forward, I wish him all the best as well in his leadership.
Yeah, in that leadership role, I think, it really suits him. Also, when I think about it, one of the key things as a cricketer is being able to learn from those around you, especially the senior ones. This CPL, the Tallawers had some quality international players, which you had the opportunity to rub shoulders with. I'm talking about Chris Green, Imad Wasim, Alec Hales, just to name a few. How much information were you able to gather from sharing a dressing room with these players?
Oh, it's crazy. I think sometimes it'd be surreal because obviously I grew up watching some of these guys on TV and now sharing the same dressing room with them, it's an amazing experience. I think Imad, even Muhammad Amir, and even Chris as well, all of them, they share all their experiences with me. Obviously, I lean on Imad a bit because the amount of quality he has batting, people underestimate his batting a lot and he understands the game so well. And with Chris, he always open to sharing ideas and how he thinks about batters and stuff like that. So I think me being a wicketkeeper batsman, it's really important for me to have a relationship with them as well. And yeah, I learned a lot from them throughout this tournament.
Yeah, and you played 4 matches. I know you would have loved to play more given the opportunity, but from the matches you played, assess how was that for you?
It's pretty alright, I love every time I step on the cricket field. Whether I do good or bad, I know that I give 100%. Yeah. So it's just written that way that I didn't do that well this year. But having said that, played 4 games and I think I have a lot to learn from it. So even though it may not be the result that I wanted, I think there's a lot to learn from it and more to add to my game. So I embrace everything. And obviously, it's never really a failure, it's more of a lesson. I always say that. So a lot of lessons to take and there's so much cricket to play going forward. So hopefully I could add that into my game and really thrive on that and be successful in the future.
Yeah, I like that. A lot of lessons to take. It's not always about the failure, it's what you learn. One thing as well, support. Support is always key, fan support especially. We saw that for the Guyana Amazon Warriors playing at home for the final. How disappointed are you that the Talawas did not play any matches at home? And when I say home, I mean Jamaica, because that's your home ground. How much do you think the crowd support would have boosted the team morale?
It's amazing, to be honest. Obviously, you go to places like Trinidad and Guyana, and you see kind of fans that turn out, and it's like, wow, it's amazing to play in atmospheres like that. And it's even difficult being an away team because every time something goes against you, the fans are on you and the crowd is on you. So obviously, if we get to play at Sabina Park, we know it'll be the same for us. And having my experience playing at Sabina Park, how low the ground is, and the kind of fans that come out every time to support the team, it will be amazing. So I think that has a big part to play in it as well. And it just goes to show that how strong of a team we are, because having not played any home matches at Sabina Park throughout the entire CPL for such a long while now, and the team is still doing that well, it goes to show the characters in the team and how well we have been doing. But it'll be amazing to get Sabina Park again and for us to play in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, and my second home crowd. Looking forward to see that happen soon. Well, Amir, looking back now on the season, it's just completed, it's very fresh. What were your major takeaways from this CPL? I'll ask you, because you spoke about learning moments, your biggest learning moment.
Oh, that's a really good question. I think it's all about mental, actually. It's just cricket is such a huge mental sport. It's all about going again, even though, as I said, that we lost 5 games in a row and nobody thought we would have qualified for the playoffs or anything like that. But it's all about having good characters in the team and you being strong mentally as well to go again and know that anything can change. It's just one game and things can change. So that's my big take going forward, that even though there are disappointments, you gotta stay strong mentally, because you just have to play one cover drive, or you just have to get one ball off the sweet spot of your bat and you're back in form again and you're feeling well again in the middle. So yeah, that's my big takeaway.
Yeah. Now that the Caribbean Premier League is done and dusted, trials for the Super 50 is up next. Are you ready for this upcoming format?
Definitely. I think it's about time that I kind of stamp my authority on domestic cricket as well. I have been doing well, but I think that if I can really stamp my name going forward, I want to be able to make West Indies A team, West Indies senior team. So this is the right path for me. Obviously, I have to go through trials first in Trinidad and make that Super 50 team first. So yeah, we have one more game tomorrow and looking forward to that game and doing well.
So what have you been doing in preparation for these trial matches?
I've been doing my skill work as well, batting and wicket-keeping. But having said that, I picked up a shoulder sprain during CPL season. So obviously I've been doing a lot of therapy with that with my physio, Jason Pilgrim. So he's been doing an amazing job with keeping me on the park and keeping me fit as well. So yeah, just trying to manage, not doing too much work, because obviously I don't want to keep injuring my shoulders. So yeah, just managing that and working on my skills at the same time.
Yeah, I can't help but notice your shirt, the colors, red, white and black. How much do you enjoy repping for the red, white and black? Your last match was March of this year versus Barbados in the Windies Championship. How much of an honor is it to represent Trinidad and Tobago?
It's a dream come true, to be honest. I always say growing up as a child, I would always go to the Oval and you see guys like Darren Ganga, Dinesh Ramdin, those guys, and I watching them in the stands and be like, I want to be like them one day. I want to be able to represent Trinidad and Tobago. And having the opportunity now is amazing. Obviously, I also had the privilege and I'm thankful for being part of different franchises. For example, Jamaica Talawas, Leeward Islands Hurricanes, I played for CCC as well. And yeah, it just goes to show that even though you may not make it in your home country, there's always alternatives as well, which those franchises were amazing for me and my development as well. But having said that, being back in the red, white and black is always an amazing feeling. It's a special feeling. And I have a lot of pride in representing Trinidad and Tobago Red Force.
Yeah, and when you played for the under-19 for West Indies, you really announced yourself with performances. The transition now from Windies under-19 to senior level cricket, would you say it has been a bit difficult for you?
Oh, yeah, that's such a good question. I will say so. I'll really say so, because I think we lose so many cricketers within that under-19 to senior team level, and the gap that's there is really bad. I'll say that because I think the transition is really big from senior level to under-19, and you really have to stay on it. You really have to have a strong support system and you have to be really committed and dedicated to your craft and wanting to work hard to actually make it to this level. But having said that, luckily, I was part of the Red Force, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. I got a contract right after West Indies under 19, and from there I keep developing my game. So I think for all the youngsters that's even at that under 19 level, the work doesn't stop there. You may do well under 19, but the gap from under 19 to senior team level is really big.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep working hard.
Definitely keep working hard. Now that brings me to my next question. Your thoughts on the amount of cricket played around the Caribbean. Would you say there's room for more competitive cricket tournaments?
Yeah, I'll definitely say so. Obviously, if you compare our first-class cricket to India, Australia, England, they play a lot more cricket than us. So I think the more cricket we play, the more we develop our skills, the more experience we get at that level. So I think the more cricket we play will definitely help us as players and also as in building a team.
Yeah, I never want to put you on the spot, but maybe share some of your thoughts on the TTCB leadership, especially since recently, as ambassador, only last week he picked up a Hummingbird National Award for the work he has done so far.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's good to see that they implement a lot more competitions. Obviously, they have the T10 tournament, club cricket. They're getting back on club cricket to play in 3-day cricket and stuff like that. But having said that, I think there's always room for improvement in facilities, improvement on pitches and stuff like that. And I think once you see that improvement, the level of cricket will raise as well. So yeah, I think the leadership has been really good, and I think they have plans to implement these things. So once they can do that, you'll see a rise in our cricket. But it'll take time. But having said that, we have to implement it, I think.
Yeah, 26 years of age now. Where would you like to be in the next 3 years? Do you plan ahead like me, or do you take it day by day?
Probably a couple kids and a wife.
Oh, wow, we're having a wedding.
Next 3 years, no, definitely I'll be 29. So I think I'm really hitting the prime of my career now, where I should be excelling in my batting and understanding my game. So probably, I think by 29, I would like to be on West Indies team.
Yes.
And also, obviously, have a name out there, so I will be playing in leagues throughout the world. So I think the work starts now, and once I can put in that work and take my opportunities, sky's the limit.
Definitely. So you're a left-handed batsman and you wicket keep. Do you have a special preference for one, or do you love both equally?
I really enjoy batting, and wicket-keeping I have a love for wicket-keeping as well, but I think that my number one priority is batting sometimes.
Yeah, I know how much you enjoy batting, because whenever you hit those fours and sixes, I remember, you know, the excitement that would come with it, and of course the family support. Now, a question that it's always very uncomfortable to ask: how do you deal with injuries? Did you ever have an injury that kept you out of the game for some time?
To be honest, I have gotten a couple hamstring injuries, as well as the shoulder injury that occurred during the CPL time. It was kind of frustrating because obviously you can't really help the team. You have to go through a lot of rehab, and rehab takes a lot out of you physically and mentally as well. But having said that, this is our job and this is what we dream to do. So in order for us to excel at what we do, we have to get back on the park and also improve those areas that we falter in sometimes, maybe physically. So yeah, for that, I think I've been working mainly on my legs to strengthen them. Obviously, being a wicketkeeper batsman, I use them a lot, and as well doing therapy with my physio, as I said, with my shoulder.
Yeah. Is it ever difficult staying motivated? How do you manage that?
Yeah, I could say so. It's definitely tough to be motivated all the time, I think, especially when you go through some rough periods, you know? Everyone's human, no one's perfect. Not every day you can get up and be like, yeah, I'm ready to do this, I want to do this. It takes a lot out of you mentally. But having said that, that's where you have to be, as I say, you have to be really strong. And it's okay to be down sometimes, but having said that, you don't want to be down for a period of time where it affects you in the long run, you know? So it's all about being strong mentally, and keeping good people around you, I think, is a really key thing. Once you have people there letting you know that you're good enough, letting you know that it's just a couple of bad games, that takes you through, I think, and it goes a long way once you have a strong support system.
Yes. I believe that strongly. Amir, the first time we met, you were much younger. You were playing for Mary Boys Cricket Club in Trinidad. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Which club are you aligned to now?
I am at Queen's Park Cricket Club now.
Yeah, and how has that club experience been for you? Would you say it has helped your game?
I'll say it helped me because, having said, I think Queen's Park have the best facilities in Trinidad and Tobago. They have an indoor nets, they have bowling machines, and I can use them at any point in time that I want. So I think it's good for me to develop my skills as a cricketer. And yeah, I think it developed me a lot, and it's helped me being a part of that club.
Right. Just to give us some insight, what does a day of training look like for you, and how often do you train?
Obviously, being a contracted player, we train probably 3 to 4 times a week.
Right.
So training in Cuba is from 9 to probably 2 p.m. And from there, just go home, get something to eat, probably hit the gym or do some mobility or flexibility work in the evening time, and then play some video games in the night time.
Oh, wow. So you love to play video games. We're getting closer to the end of our interview. Any word of advice for anyone looking on and would like to play cricket professionally? Tell us a bit about the opportunities that the sport has afforded you.
Oh, I think the sky's the limit once you work hard enough in cricket. You see the amount of leagues there is all over the world. Normally, you think that just because you're not playing for Trinidad, you won't be able to make any cricket, but as I said, that's not the case now. There are so many franchises, there are so many different leagues that's been played all over the world now. So the sky's the limit, you just have to work hard enough.
All right, so it's now time for the most exciting part of today's interview. It's what I call rapid fire time. So I'll ask you a question and you have to say the first word or phrase that comes to mind. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so no delay, quick, because I want to get the best answer out of you. T20s or ODIs?
T20s.
If you had to trade places with a cricketer, who would it be?
Dwayne Bravo.
Oh, wow. That's news to me. Your best moment in cricket?
Winning CPL last year.
Okay. Favorite meal?
Curry chicken and rice.
Oh, that's Karishma's favorite meal as well. Most beautiful country you visited so far?
Grenada.
Okay. Night in or night out?
Night out.
Funniest teammate?
Funniest teammate, Nicholas Gordon.
Oh, favorite clothing brand?
Gucci.
Okay, fancy. What are you doing when you're not playing cricket?
Playing football.
Cricketer turned footballer. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Favorite cologne?
Creed.
Oh, all right. Well, we had some fun doing that. But Amir, before we let you go, I want to head across to social media to see what's been happening. Because you know, we live in a time where people react to everything and anything. So the Jamaica Tallowers had posted this on Twitter. They said, "Good morning, especially to the Amazon Warriors and the people of Guyana. Congratulations on your first CPL win. Well deserved." And they said, "Fiwi Tallowers, Jamaica Tallowers, cricket played louder." So a lot of congratulations, and it's coming from your team to the Guyana Amazon Warriors, Amir.
Yeah, I think it's really good, to be honest. We all know how bad Guyana wanted to win that first title, obviously, after so many years of disappointment. But having said that, as I said, they played exceptional cricket throughout the tournament. So well done to them. And it's good that our social media team went on it and congratulated them as well.
Yeah, and your social media team was very busy. You all were hot on Twitter. So there was another reaction from the Jamaica Tallowers saying, "We want to take the time out to celebrate our fans from start to finish. You were our strength for CPL 2023. Enough love and gratitude." Fiwi Tallowers, I think that was your catch line. And they were telling the fans, "Thank you for being our 12th player." What do you have to say to your fans?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's so amazing. Obviously, we had the point that we were saying that we didn't even have any home games. But having said that, our fans, They're just exceptional. Even on my social media, so many people from Jamaica message me or comment on my pictures, and they always congratulating me on, always cheering me on. So it's amazing, and we love our fans. They're so good.
Yeah. Well, last one before we go again. As I said, the Talawers were busy on Twitter, so another one from the Talawers. Unfortunately, we close the season tonight, but we leave with our heads held high. Thank you for all your love and support. Next season will be ours. What do you say, Amir? Next season for the Talawers?
Yeah, I'll definitely say so. I think obviously just a disappointment not being able to retain our title, but when next season comes, hopefully we can put in some really good performances and aim for that title again.
All right. Well, Amir, it has been a pleasure chatting with you on In Case You Missed It. I want to thank you so much for your time.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Well, folks, that's it from us for today. Be sure to like, share, and comment, and let me know what you enjoyed about today's interview. Goodbye for now.